From the top to the bottom, at the core, I forgot. In the middle of my thoughts. Take it.
What's good, YouTube? Yup, boy 21 here, and welcome back to another episode of Dueling Network Duels. On today's episode, I will play off against 3 decks as always. First deck will be Pure Artifacts. Second deck will be Satellaknight Artifacts. Yes, I did say it. Satellaknight Artifacts. Weirdest shit ever, but whatever. And the grand finale will be versus Watts. So as you guys can see, I'm starting off against the Pure Artifact pretty strong. Made the Auger, searched out the Accelerator, made X, searched out the Gearbox, searched out another Auger because like I said, I did not want to dead draw Auger later in the game. And he sets 4 and pass. So at this point I'm thinking it was either a fire hand or ice hand, because usually they when on Dueling Network you see fire hand, ice hand, you see Geargiamachina, but as you guys already know, I said it's artifacts. So he set the Diania, making it Trap Tricks artifacts, and I guess he didn't draw Mermelio. So as you guys can see, I just searched out a gear frame, bringing out Fortress, and I'm just gonna spam the field because I do have the wire trap set. So at this point I wasn't really worried about anything he can do, and I equipped gear frame main phase 2 just in case he rips the Regeki, because like I said, everyone in the Duel never plays Regeki for some odd reason. And I still personally believe Regeki is a bad card for the main deck. And if you guys are wondering why I believe that, it is because against Shadows, against Burning Abyss, Regeki absolutely does little to nothing. So you're wasting your time maining Regeki if you're planning on playing in a competitive environment. Now, if you have a locals full of rogue decks and poor people, then that's a different story. But that's neither here or there. So you guys see, I summon the Accelerator. Summon the Arsenal, especially the Accelerator. I'm gonna make another X because I feel like it was the better play to make. And I'm gonna search out, and he put me on hold for a second. This is what I hated this duel now that I think about it, because every little thing he's like 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. And it's like, come on, dude. Like, I hate online dueling with a passion. Like, let me know if you guys hate online dueling in the comment section below, because it's so annoying when they're like 1 second, pause, wait, okay, nothing, I have nothing. And it's like, really? It's like, I just want to get it over with already, because I go on Dueling Network just to kill some time. You know, you be bored, had a long day at work, you girlfriend might be getting on your nerves, you just want to get a quick duel in because you can't go to locals or whatever, and you just want to get the duel out of the way and go get something to eat or watch a movie or take a piss, and you're in a winning position. They're like, wait, you see a whole screen of W8, 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 and for you slow motherfuckers, W8 stand for wait. And you're just like, you're like, come on. They're like, it's okay, you're good. So yeah, I tried to attack him as you guys saw, and he said, wait a second, and he activated the ignition, destroying the, I think his name is Beagle Tech, bringing the camera on. He's gonna use the Beagle Tech guy's effect to pop the Moral Tech and the Cameron, so I'm calling it Cameron, dipset bitch. So he can try to draw and do all the shenanigans, and you guys are gonna see me play error because I have a breakthrough skill in the graveyard. So when Beagle Tech hit the field, I could have just negated it with breakthrough skill, and all that shit would have went off, and this duel would have ended a lot smoother and sooner than it should have. But I'm a scrub and I didn't do that, and yeah. Because if you guys remember, I breakthrough skilled him early in the game, stopping his Diania from grabbing his second Diania to make him probably an extra time to blow my field up in my Zoidberg voice. No, that's not Zoidberg. That is that crazy scientist guy from The Simpsons. So yeah. So I'm just gonna detach, search out a gear frame, summon gear frame, search out cannon, bring back Fortress, and I'm just gonna beat face in for game. He tries to salvage himself by bringing in a double Cyclone play, and he's gonna bring out his Morale Tech to try to kill me, and I'm just like, whatever, I'm still gonna be facing and attack for game. So yeah, GG, no re-bitch. Next up duel, I am playing up against the Artifacts of Tella. So I set the armor and pass because my hand is pretty much crap, but I do have one of those pretty much could be God hands if they draw crap, because I opened pretty similar to this at locals on yesterday, how am I saying? Like I'm gonna say Monday or something, where I just drew limit removal, literally limit removal, gear frame, and like arsenal. My opponent set one pass, I go gear frame, I flip armor, go gear frame, and GG no re, and he was pissed, and he was like, "Who the hell told you to run that bad card?" I'm like, "Yeah, limit removal might be bad at you because Patrick Hogan and Jeff Jones didn't play it, but if they did, him and everyone and their mother will be like, oh my god, limit removal is so good." You know, I really hate players that ban that. I understand you follow what other pro players do, and that's cool and it's respectable. But if somebody is teching something in their deck and you said that their tech is bad, especially when that person has more credentials than you really shouldn't be talking shit at all. Like, I'm not the type of person that throws credentials in face because honestly, like, I'm not a douchebag like that, and I really don't give a fuck. But it just really annoys me when people don't want to give respect when respect is given. Like, I'm one of the only people at my locals who took a tier deck to a tier 1 deck, well, a low tier deck to a YCS finish, which was my gadget deck. And I'm also one of the people who just played the same deck consistently and beat meta decks. So it's like, I just feel like for people to question my tech and tell me to my face that it's bad and don't even want to acknowledge that I do good is annoying. Not saying that I need everyone to praise me, and not saying that I'm some Yu-Gi-Oh guy, because by all means I'm not. I'm just trying to get better like everyone else. But you know when people really just think you're a scrub because of how you play and what choices you play and what deck you play. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people at my locals who thought they were better than me, despite the fact that they struggle topping regionals, and I've topped 83 regionals so far. So it's like, yeah, and I've been playing nothing but like a low tier deck for the longest. So it's like, if I can do that with a low tier deck in my mind, imagine what I can do with a high tier deck. And the same thing goes for a lot of you guys who are my subscribers who play low tier decks. Because I feel like people who play low tier decks and that are good with them, like, you know, that go good at locals and, you know, top of YCS or top of regionals, if we put our minds to it, we can like innovate the fuck out of a meta deck. It just, I don't know, it's just one of them things that it just annoys me. Was like, I don't really care, like I said, I don't really care about people praising me. I just want respect. Don't sit up here and tell me my tech is bad, especially when you lose to it. It is really, really annoying. Now, I'm not saying people can't tell me anything, but it's just one of those things where it's like, if something's obviously good and I give you a good explanation why, just leave it at that. Don't shake your head and walk away like, yeah. But then again, that's the saltiness of Yu-Gi-Oh players. And I just went on a long ass rant about my personal problems in my Yu-Gi-Oh life. So yeah, he summoned the Deneb, I negated the Deneb, he tried to go for the Altair, and I flipped over that. No, he didn't negate the Deneb. I let him resolve his Deneb because I didn't have anything. I thought I had Breakthrough Skill. I wasn't paying attention to the screen. I was just talking to the mic, and he had the. I flipped over the Emptiness on his Altair play. So I'm just at this point is beating his face in, and I was gonna summon the Arsenal to try to get rid of to try to just poke for more damage because he has 17 life points left. But I was scared of the TT. One thing I learned from going to big events, guys, never, if you don't have to like apply pressure to win, don't do it, because you never know what they're gonna have. Like, it's been so many times where my opponent just always have that one out in their deck. And like, for example, at regionals, I had Trap Stun and I had Gadget and I had Goldfish, and I'm like, man, do I really? He has one back row. I want to say my Trap Stun for like a D prison or something freaking wasted. And I'm like, what? I'm like, the only thing I can lose to right now is a Solemn Warning. So what are the odds of him having a Solemn Warning? I'm like, okay, we're still early in the duel. I'm like, he barely have anything in the back. So I'm like, okay, Goldfish, and he just Solemn Warning, and I'm like, fuck. And I'm just sitting up here like, wow, he actually had the warning. And I'm like, if I'd have followed my mind and just Trap Stun and been safe, I'd have been good to go. So yeah, I guess the message, guys, is if you don't have to apply pressure, then don't do it. And if you know that if you don't resolve that summon and you have like something like a Trap Stun, just have a Trap Stun. The same thing applies for like if you trying to read a Torrential Tribute player. Like, if you know your opponent got a bunch of back row and you can spam out, but like it's different if you have to spam out. If you can spam out and still win and still have to maintain advantage, but if you spam out and if you get TT that one time and you lose, it's better to not spam out because you don't want to lose to that turn to tribute. Like at that one point, if I would have just summoned that arsenal and he would have had to turn to tribute, he probably did have it. We don't know. I would have been screwed because then he could have had a chance to come back and win because my anthems would have been gone. And that would have been a pretty sad pony. So yeah. As you guys see, new third duel playing against the Watt deck. He's from the Thunder King pass, and this is why I draw a pretty good card, which is Compose. Because at this point, I thought I was just gonna have to stall out with armor until I could draw Deep Prison or something, or he drew his out. But he's just gonna summon his Watt Giraffe and try to attack me direct, and I'm like, okay, cool. After he attacks me direct with the Watt Giraffe, I'll end phase, compose the T King to the hand, and then that way I can just flip armor, search out my accelerator, special accelerator, go into X, search out my gear frame, and as you guys saw, I had a limiter removal, and well, make X first, search out ancient gearbox effect, search out gear frame, summon gear frame, special fortress, and limiter removal for a game. So yeah, limiter removal is an amazing card in this deck. It just honestly gives you games that you shouldn't win. It's just one of those broke cards, and it pretty much, by running gear frame, it pretty much makes limiter removal a second effect null and void. Now if you guys that didn't know, that limiter removal before it had an errata, the monster that you limiter remove used to keep the attack. So I remember when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh again, before they updated the text on limiter removal, I used to be able to limiter removal, attack over a strong opponent's monster with Fortress, making Fortress 5k, equipping him with gear frame, and gear frame would die, and Fortress would stay 5k. Okay, but under updated text of limiter removal, it does not say that anymore. So yeah, as you guys can see, I won this game. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, show your support as always. Hope you guys enjoyed my rambling. I hope you guys learned something from it. As always, comment down in the comment section below what you thought about today's duels, and what do you hope to see me do in the future. The Yellow 21 with DN Duel Series. Rate, comment, subscribe, guys, and I'm out. Deuces.